Hello anyone and everyone who might be watching this on YouTube. Welcome back to what is going to be episode 5 of this Rimworld Let's Play. I'm sorry about not getting anything up over the weekend. Things came up, real life was a bit hectic, but we're back. Everyone's working away, Zach's researching, crops going good, everything's going pretty well right now. Still mining out the plasteel. I realized something though. We've been eating on the floor ever since we arrived here. People have been sitting down with their meals, which they can do, but if we look at somebody, they suffer. Let's see if anyone has it. Annabelle right here has an 8 off the ground modifier. It lasts for a little while, makes them unhappy. Easiest way to fix that, we're just going to build a table. Build a little steel table, plop it right down, and give them some little stools to eat at. Then fast forward to get that all built. See, they're all coming and working on it. Oh, combat suppliers show up. Who is our... It's Vivian. Just gonna have her go check it out. Probably won't be able to do much because we spent all our silver on that one turret. We can sell that club from the guy who attacked us. As you can see, they're also selling some more turrets. Automatic grenade launcher, interesting. But really, there's nothing else we can really do with them unless we wanted to sell them medicine, which we don't want to do that. So silver will come down for the club, and that's about all we can do. Table's nearly done. I'm going to slow it down for just a sec. I know I've been talking about mood a lot, and I really haven't explained what that does. Over here on the Needs tab, they've got a mood bar. Basically, this line right here, anything to the right of it means they're happy. They work fine, they do what you tell them, stuff like that. If they are between these two lines, and they stay that way for too long, they can suffer, if you look just below that, what's called a soft mental break. What that means is they basically go into a dazed, confused state, start wandering around the map, will strip their clothing, drop their weapons, stuff like that, but eventually they'll come rejoin the colony. You can tell them to pick up their old stuff, and everything's back to normal. It just slows you down for a bit. Now it's this line all the way over here on the left where they can have a hard mental break. What this means is they will either immediately just leave the colony and walk to the edge of the map until they're gone, or what will happen is they will actually just end up they'll end up just going berserk and start attacking everybody, which can be really bad because first off they can hurt people, but then you also have to hurt them to bring them back in line. So a soft one isn't too bad, it just slows them down, but you want to keep people as high as possible. Now Jubia right here, if you look, her thresholds are 17 for the hard and 32 for the soft. That's much higher than everybody else's. I mean, some people, because of, like Annabelle, she has the iron-willed trait, it lowers her mental break thresholds, which means her soft, or her hard mental break threshold is a 1%. She will basically never go berserk. Jubia, on the other hand, her hard mental break threshold is 17%. It's way up here compared to everybody else. So there's a much higher chance that she will snap with just a minor thing than someone else would with a major thing. And I think that's the only person who actually has a trait that boosts it up like that, and a couple have it that boost it down, so I'm just going to watch out for that. And fast forward again to get through the night. Our power's going down a little bit. As we build more stuff, the growing chamber, this sun lamp uses 1600 watts constantly. So that's just a huge drain on our power. Nope. Got people done working again, so tell them to go mine this out. She should run off to go do that. What we're going to do actually is we're going to replace these doors and the one to our freezer with automatic doors. Because they kind of have to slow down a little bit when they get to a wood door. So I'm going to put in automatic doors just so they'll only open faster. And that's just another second they don't have to spend getting through the doorway. Now these will have a small constant power drain, but it's really nothing compared to... Well, I consider the time they save more important than that 100 watt constant power drain. And that what that drain... Uh-oh. We just had a solar flare. Shuts down all electronics. So my heating and cooling no longer works. My automatic doors function like normal doors. Can't watch the TV. Can't This is bad, because this, well, right now it's not too bad, because everything will stay warm, because it's still warm outside. But what can be bad is our food is going to start to spoil really quickly. So, we probably are going to lose some of this meat, because the solar flares usually take a few days to clear up. So, that's not good. And also right now our turret is deactivated because of a solar flare. So if we got raided, we'd have to rush everybody to the defensive line, either here or here, just to try and fight them off. Charlotte's almost done with geothermal. Even if we had that, though, it would be shut off by the solar flare. What I think I'm going to have him do is I'm going to haul some more of this rock rubble out of the way, because we're eventually going to set up on both these geothermal plants, and we don't want to have enemies hiding out behind these, shooting at us, doing stuff like that. Everybody's sleeping. I said we're going to start to lose this elephant meat. It's going to spoil really quickly. And if you remember, this stockpile is pretty much full of rock chunks. We've been cutting that all down, and we have... Oh, not going to lose the meat after all. Solar flare ended. That's great. Mostly it means our defenses are back on. Oh, and look at that, geothermal. Next up, we'll get... This is important, so we're going to get... Actually, yeah, we're going to get hospital beds. Basically, hospital beds function like regular beds if you want them to, but they provide a better healing rate and a less chance of infection if a colonist is being worked on in one of them or resting in one of them, which can be really helpful if they're seriously injured. That extra couple percent matters a great deal. And we just got some rice. Rice and corn take a while to grow. Rice not so long as corn, but they both provide a lot more food than potatoes or strawberry plants do. Our devil strand's coming along. Our cotton's growing good. The reason we really want to start growing cotton is everyone's clothing, the longer we stay here, will start to wear out. Eventually we want to start making them new clothing, because that way they actually do get mood debuffs or hits to their mood if they're wearing worn out clothes, so we want to keep that from happening. Also, better clothing, like if we go to someone who actually has clothes and we check the information, it's got all these armor resistances. So like if they get hit, this is the chance they would have of resisting this type of damage in these areas of their body for that piece of clothing. And depending on the material the clothing's made out of, depending on the quality of the clothing, it can affect how their armor works out. So somebody potentially wearing, like for instance, Devil Strand, really high quality Devil Strand, could be better than actual these armored vests they're wearing. So always good to keep in mind. And see, they're going and using the table, which means it's just a small difference of them not having that -4 mood debuff, but it helps, because I mean it keeps them being a little closer from breaking. And you know what? Now that we have this geothermal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct this entire row of barbed wire, and I'm going to change how my defenses work over here, especially because we have a lot of stone harvested. I'm going to go rip that apart. Let's see, we have a lot of granite. So this is a 16 wide, 6. You know, my OCD is going to drive me crazy, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to mine that out real quick. That way I can get an odd number of walls here, an odd number of walls here, and a door in the middle, because otherwise that would drive me absolutely nuts. I'm going to go ahead and take out these little chunks too for the same reason. They'll drive me nuts. And once that's harvested out, we can set up our little wall. I'm going to have it flush against there again. That way they don't peek around the corners for shooting at me. And this is how I usually play. I usually play on a higher speed, if only because it helps get through the nights, get through the slow building, the slow mining, the slow bulk goods trader. Again, we really don't have much we can do. We can probably sell the plasteel. Let's see, what do we got? They have some leather, human leather, ghastly, but you can butcher humans and get the leather from them. Oh, they got some little terriers, alpha beavers. Do you think one of these cows would be amazing right now? We're probably going to sell them all my plasteel, just because I've got no real use for it right now. I'm actually going to put off buying a cow right now, if only because we don't really have a grazing pasture. We don't have hay growing. We don't really have anything we could really use to support them. But cows would be nice because we could breed them for food, but then they would also produce leather if we butchered them, meat if we butchered them, and milk if we kept them around. And a pirate merchant, and with our newly found silver, never doesn't hurt to check, and absolutely nothing. But, well, they do have beer. Beer is another source of joy you can eventually research. You grow the hops, process beer, and the colonists will regularly come drink it. It can slow them down a little bit, make them a bit tipsy, they might vomit in places, but it's another source of joy, it'll make them happy. We do have Zach here, though, who is a teetotaler, which means he will never use alcohol. There are some other traits which I don't think we actually have in this colony, who make people, well, more susceptible to alcohol. They will basically drink it until they get sick. There we go, 17, so wall of 8, wall of 8. And I'm going to do a granite door in the middle. Now a granite auto door, it'll take, well, forever to open. But what we're going to do is we're going to chain it over here to my geothermal vent. And we're going to run another power line from the base to the geothermal vent. The reason I kind of want to put a granite door is it'll take a little longer for my colonists to go in and out, yes, but it's stronger than a steel or a wood door would be. So if the enemy did get to the point where they were trying to break in, it would give me a little bit more defense to, well, shoot them. You got the vent going up, they're building the power lines. Now, geothermal vents are really nice because they provide a constant source of day-night power. I believe it's 3,600 watts, so more power than a wind turbine can give, more power than a fully charged solar panel can give. Problem is they are rare and kind of randomly generated. I think one of the mods I have lets you buy an expensive item to create them at places, but as you can probably see, we really don't have that many on the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually a pretty decent number. They're spread out though. We got these two close together, which is nice. See, they're working on built the power line. Do we have the steel? We're running low on the steel, so we actually want to. I was trying to put this off, but we want to go ahead and mine this little bit of steel out. And as you kind of see, it seems to go through to the other side. What we'll do is we'll mine it out, and then I'll build a wall here just to keep the enemy from coming through. I might actually build some more embrasures there. So what I could do is I could stick my colonists over here and have them just shooting out while the enemy comes through here. Then they'd walk through there, get butchered by the turret, stuff like that. But they'll get, oh, geothermal vents going up. We used almost all our steel doing it. But see, now we have basically a constant power generation that, well, short of the geothermal vent being destroyed or the power line being cut, we don't have to worry about, which is really nice. Everyone's over here sleeping again. It's been pretty slow, really. I'm tempted to turn on the developer kit just to trigger a raid or something. 'Cause, I mean, even with Randy Random, we usually get some more activity than this. There's another Mega Scarab. I'm actually going to go ahead and tell the turret to kill that. Because, well, the last time, remember, it attacked one of our guys when we got too close. And in the confusion, I thought, well, my turret had shot somebody. So Charlotte's going to go haul that to the freezer. And then someone will even... Actually, I did not rebuild a butcher's table. How did I miss that? So I'm going to, well, build a new butcher's table. That way I can actually have someone processing meat once again. You know what I might do while people are sleeping? I might have my turret just shoot these little iguanas wandering about. A little unsportsmanlike, but hey, it gets the job done. And I said put the radius back down to that, and have them do it forever. Yeah, once everybody's sleeping and out of the way, I'm going to have this turret start taking pot shots at these iguanas. Oh, and look at that, we got more crops coming in. Our freezer's already almost full once more. Wow. I think it's almost time to expand it again. Because we have a lot of it this time, it'll be a little stone Oh. Mad animal. Local iguana has gone mad. It's over here. So he's going to come down this way. I'm going to draft everybody. Put him over here. Oh, well, I thought he was... Sometimes they break down doors, sometimes they don't, so he's just gonna run around, eventually come down here, the turtle sees a mad animal, shoot him, kill him. Until then, yeah, kill that iguana, kill that iguana. So in the morning, people will come haul those iguanas in. And he just killed the mad iguana. So, we're good. You can see this growth rate 200%. Because I'm growing them on this tilled soil in a climate-controlled environment, they get a little bit of a growth rate compared to these, which, well, currently growing at 0 because they need light. But because the temperature changes and they're in just plain soil, they only have like 100% growth rate. Now if it was fertile soil, they'd have more. If the temperature was better or stable, it wouldn't be as fluctuating. I'm going to go ahead and mine this little chunk out, just so once I get the freezer built, they can actually still walk around. For now, I'm just going to build that little part. It's not a bad thing if our freezer gets full. It just means crops will just sit out and start to spoil, which again really isn't too bad because we do have a freezer. We do have basically a constant growing season right in here, but this isn't a huge amount of food. It's a steady amount of food. It would help fight off starvation, but eventually we might find that, well, with 7 colonists, this can't keep pace with what we're doing. Well, this was a pretty uneventful episode, sadly. I mean, we got our geothermal power up, changed how our defenses work a little down here, got some more mining done, started some new mining, got attacked by a lizard, or an iguana, but another mega scarab we can kill. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up about right here, and we'll be back in just a little bit with episode 6. So, take care, everyone.